Eat it, Silksong deniers. Let's go! Woo! If you didn't watch the Switch 2 Direct, we got 5 glorious seconds of Silksong footage. And there's actually new stuff to dissect here for the first time in it's years. I don't even know how long. The last time we got any news was when the game was delayed, like 2 years ago. And I don't want to get too crazy hopeful because it's not an official confirmation from Team Cherry. The last time somebody else tried to give the release date, that was Xbox, and they were wrong. But I do trust Nintendo a little bit more with this kind of stuff. So you can see the footage playing now, but I'm going to scrub through this frame by frame so we can really dissect all the new stuff that's in this footage. So this first section is pretty standard. This looks like the Moss Grotto, which we think is going to be the opening area. Now, there is this like white particle effect when she lands. I can't remember if that's in other footage or if that's new, but nothing in this section is actually new information. We've seen this area before where you don't see anything with crests or tools or anything like that, and the enemies here are the same as well. So we're just going to push through this section. We got Hornet grabbing onto a ledge, flipping herself up. I've been curious to compare some of these animations to the older stuff because this theoretically is new footage. And the last time we got real footage of the game was so many years ago that some things could have changed by now. So this is just one of the standard Moss Grotto enemies. And then we move into this actual news section. And the most important part here, I think, is this 2025 date. I think it's semi-safe to assume that Nintendo is suggesting the game's going to be coming out in 2025 because this is what on all the other games in the showcase, this kind of was release date information. And again, I hesitate to be 100% confirmed on it, but I don't care if it comes out December 31st, 2025. If it comes out this year, it's just, what a relief. But back to the actual scene, Hornet is like sliding down this slope, which seems to be covered in something like dandelions or something like that. And then she kind of leaps over the spike pit. Although I'm not sure if that's her traditional jump animation or if that's something else, if she's jumping from hitting the ledge. No, I think with the backflip, it must be just her regular like high jump. And then she's going to come back around here and she'll end up landing back in these like dandelion looking puffs. But we can also see in the top left that we've seen this like claw crest before. And this like, I'm not exactly sure what this first yellowish tool is. It could be some sort of like consumable drink or something, or it looks almost like a yo-yo. I kind of speculate a little bit more about it in my last Silksong video. But the tool that's beside it that's grayed out is new. We haven't seen this symbol before, so we don't know what kind of tool it is because it's grayed out from being fully used. So we don't really have any idea to figure out what that is. It could be pins, some kind of a pin variant, but it's kind of hard to tell just from this small grayed out image. And then Hornet comes in and lands. The particle effects and stuff for this is really, really cool. There's like this great like hazy smoke cloud coming up from her sliding through these fluff balls. But other than that, there's not much else in that scene. And then we come to this other scene that looks to be in the Citadel area. We can see that there's some pins on the ground. So this is different. This is not the same. This is the tri-pin, which is different from the other tri-pin, from the other pin. And then we also see the like small throwing needles or knives. Both tools we've seen before, but between them is a new tool. And I don't even know what to think about this one. So this is the first tool I think we've seen that's this like white halo effect. Before it's always either red, blue, or yellow. So this might be a fourth type of tool, or it's some other showcase, because I feel like it could be related to Gossamer Storm, which we're going to see in a little bit. It looks kind of like a bundle of threads. So we'll see as we clip through if that tool changes at all when she performs the attack, or if it's maybe some sort of passive feature. But we also see 2 new enemies here as well that we haven't seen before. This like cloaked Citadel figure that it has a whole bunch of legs coming out, almost spidery really, since most of the bugs don't have 6 legs. But its like hooded cloak looks very similar to other enemies in the Citadel, and then this other one with this gold hat and a single like antenna or horn. With more of like a pronounced body as well, you can kind of see behind the foreground. It reminds me of some enemies from like Deep Nest. So this could be another spidery enemy of some kind. We do know that Hornet's origin is important to the story in Farloom. So having some more spider-like enemies does make some sense. But if we clip through here, we'll see Hornet do some attacks. can see these guys jumping around. Although, here's a weird... I didn't notice going through this normal before. The enemy is like getting hit by a thread here. It doesn't look like that's anything that Hornet does specifically. I'm not really sure what's causing that effect. No, that thread seems to just be part of the background. So I'm not sure why, if that's a part of an attack from the creature. Yeah, like a guard or something. No, they're definitely getting hit by something, but I'm not sure what or why. And then here, Hornet is about to throw out Gossamer Storm. So you can see that she's losing silk in her silk meter there. But nothing changes with that tool. The enemies take a whole bunch of damage here. We've seen this crest before as well. This Gossamer Storm does look bigger, so maybe it's an upgrade to Gossamer Storm of some kind. We'd have to compare directly to some older clips, but it does look like the area of effect here is a lot bigger. And it seems to do some decent damage because it takes both of these enemies out. There's one dead, and see, oh, maybe what it was part of an attack, because you can see this like other bug that had the gold helmet is purely white from being hit, but it's making like an attack animation here. There's like a big attack swipe, and its trajectory changes pretty fast. So maybe that flashing was just signifying an attack. The Gossamer Storm lasts a long time too. I wonder if you can hold down to make it last longer, or if it's just part of this upgrade. But then yeah, this enemy dies as well. Hornet finishes her animation, and that's everything that we see. It's super short. It was only 4 or 5 seconds. But man, Silksong 2025. 2 new tools maybe, a new area, some new enemies. And Nintendo is hosting another Treehouse Live the next 2 days, April 3rd and 4th. So I'm really hoping that we see a little bit more, maybe something specifically from Team Cherry. Despite my reservations, I am absolutely hyped. This is the best news we've had in a while, and I'm hoping that there's more to come. If you want to make sure you're up to date on everything about Silksong, make sure to watch my video about everything we know so far. And if you watch this video, then you're fully caught up. I'm also working on a bit of a Hollow Knight project that I've been putting some work into over the last few months, which should go live in the next week or two. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification if you want to see when that goes live. And if you're hyped about Silksong maybe coming out in 2025, hit that like button. I'm going to be riding this high all day. I'll see you in the next one.